We have Game 2 of the Suns and the Spurs. In Friday night's opener, San Antonio won a blowout, shooting over 62% from the field and coasting to a 22-point win. It was a frustrating performance for the Suns, sort of a mirror image of what has been a disappointing year for Phoenix. Jim Gray spoke about that and more with Charles Barkley.
Charles, you're usually a very friendly, outgoing, and affable guy. But within the last few days, you seemingly have tuned everything and everybody out. Is there something you're angry about or something that you're focused on? What has caused you to change so quickly and abruptly?
Well, I think that, we're obviously an underdog in this series. And, that doesn't bother me. But I think it would be very disappointing for me and my team to not advance past the first round. I think that, we have great fans, we have a great organization, and I feel like we would be letting them down if we were to get beat the first round. So I think we do feel pressure, and we really want to win this series.
Have you felt this type of pressure before in the playoffs, or is this something?
Well, I think everybody feels pressure. And the only way we can do anything that's relatively positive is do well in the playoffs. And this team is very difficult to beat, especially down here. So it's going to be a war of a series. You got to go and look at it like that.
You were undecided about playing this year, and you had some injury problems coming into this season.
Mm-hmm.
Are you happy with your decision? Are you glad you played?
Everybody always can look in the future and say what they would have did. Obviously, if I could have done that, I wouldn't have come back because it's frustrating. I mean, losing is not fun. People talk about money and all that other stuff. Losing is just bad. It doesn't build character. We're in a situation where when you lose in professional sports, you hear about it. You turn on the TV, you go to the grocery store, you go down to play golf. Everybody asks you, what's wrong with the Suns? I think it's very frustrating. So I think that's one of the reasons our team has a little attitude, and obviously I have an attitude. It's important for us to do better.
Do you feel as though this is your last chance with the Phoenix Suns to win a championship? Is this window going to be totally closed if you don't do it this time?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't really know the answer to that. I think that obviously we have an older team. Our 5 or 6 best players are all over 30, and we're obviously on the downside of our career. I can feel a gradual decline in my ability, but I think every year it gets a little worse, and then one year it's going to be really bad. I feel like this year I played very well, but I know I'm closer to the end. And I could never play. Basketball has given me everything in my life. It's made me rich. It's made me famous. It's taking care of my family from now and hopefully for the future. So I would never want to do anything to embarrass it, but I just keep playing for the money.
Having said that, will you then come back next year?
I can't answer that question. I feel physically that I want to keep playing. This has been probably my most injury-free year, but it's just no fun being 41-41.
If you could go elsewhere, where you would be on a team that would win, would that make it easier to decide?
Well, I prefer to win the championship in Phoenix. Those fans deserve it. They make me appreciate fans. I never really liked fans until I went to Phoenix. So obviously in an ideal scenario, I would like to stay in Phoenix.
After years, really, at least many, many months of saying that you weren't going to play on the dream team,
mm-hmm.
Why within just a matter of days did you change your mind and decide to play this summer?
Well, I think, they came back to me and wanted me to play. I was surprised that they wanted me to play. I took it as a great honor. It was just something that, I looked at the positives. It's close to my hometown. It's in the States. And it's the Olympics. So those are the 3 positives that they brought back to me. And it was just something I changed my mind about. That simple.
And because this season has been so frustrating and disappointing, do you maybe view that as an opportunity to once again be viewed as a winner and being on top?
No, I don't look at basketball doesn't dictate whether you're a winner in life. That's the thing. People always say my life is not complete unless I win a championship. I don't think that. I would never let a sporting event dictate my self-worth. But I think the Olympics is a great thing, and this is a great opportunity for me.